Mumonkan, case number 20, the man of great strength. Shogun Osho asked, "Why is it that a man of great strength does not lift his leg?" And he also said, "It is not the tongue he speaks with." Verse: lifting his leg, the man of great strength kicks up the whole centered ocean. Lowering his head, he looks down on the fourth dhyana heaven. There is no space vast enough for his body. Now, you write down the last line here. So today's story is about Shogun, who lived in China from 1132 to 1202. And he's actually the latest master that one can find in this collection of koans. In fact, he lived the same time as Mumon, who is actually the sage who made this collection of the Mumonkan, or gateless gate. Let me first provide you with a little bit of a conceptual introduction before proposing a small meditation about it. For the non-initiated, the first sentence, "Why is it that a man of great strength does not lift his leg?" it contains a contradiction, right? Because on the one hand, we speak about a man of great strength, and probably that's not someone who is crippled, because then you would not call him great. And yet he cannot even raise his leg, which sounds rather weak. So you have a great strength on the one hand and a weak person on the other one. So what then could be meant by someone who is great, yet at the same time weak? If we talk about any object, be it a table, a statue, a story, a human body, then it is either great or weak, but not both. So, as a conclusion then, it cannot be an object, because it cannot be both great and weak at the same time. And then there's only one thing left. That is that we are talking here about consciousness, or Buddha nature, or awareness. Because that is something that can be both great and weak at the same time. Both right and wrong at the same time. Both black and white at the same time. Two aspects of the same. And that's why we're talking about non-dualism. There are no opposites there. So when you hear this conceptual introduction of mine, you may either say, "Aha," or you may say, "Give me a break, what the hell is that? That's a jumping to a conclusion." But whatever you feel like about this is anyway not what koans are all about. Koans are not about some conceptual understanding. Indeed, koans are meant to give you a taste, to give you a sense of what it is yourself to be a great man or a great woman that cannot lift his or her leg. So, as promised, let us now spend a short time trying just that, trying to see if you, the viewer, can find this man or woman who cannot raise his or her leg. Indeed, in general, it is so that we think ourselves to be this physical body. We have this head here, the neck, the torso, arms, legs, and yes, we can raise our legs. So this is not the body that Shogen talks about. It is not our real, true body. There is more to us than just this physical body. So let's find out then what that is. And as a first little exercise, you can shake your head a little bit like yes and no. And then ask yourself the question when you do that. What you are these sensations of your head? Or is it that in which these sensations arise? The awareness in which these sensations appear and disappear. Second, take a good deep breath, and your breath, you will notice, goes through your nose, through the throat, into the lungs, with expand. And if you keep doing this a few times, ask yourself again the question: are you the nose, the throat, the lungs, the torso that goes in and out? Or are you that aware space in which these sensations come and go? Third, you can rub your hands together. Some warm sensation would arise here, and you ask yourself again the same question: are you these sensations caused by these physical hands? Or are you the space, the awareness in which these sensations come and go? And fourth and last, maybe you can wiggle your feet a little bit. Try to turn them a little bit around, left and right, if you sit on a chair. And ask yourself the same question: are you these foot sensations, or are you the space in which sensations come and go? So whatever space all these parts of your physical body were perceived in, now ask the question: were they perceived in separate spaces? Was the space of awareness separate when you moved your head? Was there a head space? And then when you did the breath exercise, was that a different space in which you perceived your breath coming in and out? And when you did the rubbing, was that a third space in which you perceived this rubbing? And last, when you moved your feet and tensed up your toes, was that a fourth space? Or is it all one and the same aware space? Think about that. I call it a vast ocean of awareness, this space, in which all of these sensations come and go. And this ocean of awareness, would that not be your true body? Would that not be the body which Shogen points at? that ocean body, that great body that has not any leg that can be raised because it's just space. So far for our exercise, let us now return to the koan. Shogen Osho asked, "Why is it that a man of great strength does not lift his leg?" And he also said, "It is not the tongue he speaks with." So let's now have a closer look at that second statement. And let us now see and examine how our experience is when we speak. Not from hearsay, but from our own experience. So when you talk to a friend of yours, is it really your tongue that speaks? No, probably you were not even aware that there was a tongue moving in your mouth while you were talking to your friend. Maybe it was your vocal cords that did the speaking. Really? When you're talking to someone, you're aware of your vocal cords? You wouldn't even think of vocal cords in general when you're talking to someone. But maybe, no, it's the brain that speaks, this gray matter here, yeah? That's what speaks to your friend? Not my experience. Is it really your experience? I don't think so. And then some people think it's my mind that speaks. My mind, a definition of mind in this context is a collection of thoughts. Is it a collection of thoughts that speak? Then let's look at one of these thoughts. Take a thought of a pink elephant. Pink elephant comes up. Is it the pink elephant that speaks to your friend? Or take a thought about maybe your mother-in-law. Is it that image of your mother-in-law that speaks to your friend? It's not a thought that speaks, and it's therefore also not a collage of thoughts or the mind that speaks. Or is it rather like this? The ocean of awareness, which we had already experienced in our first meditation exercise, that ocean of awareness produces waves which are then transforming themselves into thoughts and images, thoughts that are then transforming into words circulating in your mind, and these words finally making your vocal cords vibrate and your tongue move. Isn't that how it really is? But the important thing is that ultimately your words, your thoughts are not generated by your tongue. It's generated originally from the ocean of awareness. The one that is the source of a leg that may be raised, the one that is the source of a tongue that can speak. We still have the verse. Lifting his leg, the man of great strength kicks up the whole centered ocean. Indeed, awareness is so vast, it would kick not only the ocean, but the whole universe. Lowering his head, he looks down on the fourth dhyana heaven. Indeed, lowering his head, one can see the whole universe, because consciousness contains the whole universe. There is no space vast enough for this body. Now you write down the last line here. You, the viewer, what would be your verse? What would be your last line? I invite you to come up with something after this video finishes. As to me, I would say something like, it is presence itself, shining at any moment, in any place, yet cannot be grabbed. Thank you very much for listening.